it's a nice frame. Thank you.
Thank you, and apologies I couldn't get the backdrop to work. We don't have Zoom on our kit in FCDO. I'm conscious of the time, so I don't want to repeat a lot of the great things that have been said in the presentation and in the report. So thank you very much for all the work in that. There's a huge wealth of data there that's going to help the government and all of us in looking at education planning going forward. And as others have said, the drops in enrolment and the learning losses are really quite concerning, and there's a lot that needs to be done to get back on track for SDG 4. So without repeating a lot of the wealth of that data, I just wanted to pull out a few points. To me, this all shows that we need to reorientate the education system, and this is something that quite a few of us have been thinking about already. I think it shows that foundational learning is crucial, and to get that right, a lot of other things will flow from that. So I think there's more work, and I know the World Bank and others are looking at this about how we can really focus on foundational learning and really look at accelerating the work on that. It also, to me, shows that we need to really focus on inequalities. And I'm afraid I disagree with some of the comments there around how we should do an ed tech and a digitalization, because I think what the data to me has shown is that there is a lot of disparity and very few getting access to digital and ed tech options, that actually we should focus on the low tech or the no tech options, because that will really make sure that everyone gets access, and that's focusing on those that are poorest and most marginalized, so that we can really flip and make sure that the mother's education for the next generation is in the right place that we've seen. That's really important for investing in future education. So I think addressing the inequalities and really focusing on no and low tech is important. And an example of what that can be in some work that we've done in a project called Sensor, which is Sind Education Non-State Actors. During the pandemic, we were able to reach out through WhatsApp. So yes, that's a bit of tech, but a very basic tech, but also by magazines that could be sent out to children. So that's a very low tech way of doing it, and trying to make sure that there's those options. Also critical, and that's been seen and discussed by others in this, is about investing in teachers and getting teachers able to teach properly and appropriately to age and to standard and level. And that's something that we've been trying to do in quite a few of our investments, in terms of really investing in continuous professional development for teaching. And then finally, I think the other point that many have pulled out is the importance of families in supporting that learning and really being able to help, should we have to go back to any school closes again, to make sure that we have the ability to support in any of these kind of things. And just, I think the minister referred to the analysis that we had seen from the earthquake in 2005 as to why this might be important, is for just about 3 months out of school, we then saw several years later 1.5 years lost learning from the earthquake for the children along the fault line. And so thinking about how do we now reorientate the education system to address what we know has been 6, 8, 9 months of school closures, and really step back up to address the SDGs. So I'm conscious of time, I won't go into the details, but those are the key things that I think are really crucial. Reorientating the system, focusing on foundational learning, addressing inequalities, particularly from a low and no ed tech, investing in teachers and in family support. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much.